Edward here from erviewer.com. I have another video for you. I'm going to talk about a little bit about a project that I had recently completed. It was kind of an ongoing project, total of 9 sessions here. I had accepted to work a target under blind conditions last month, about a month ago. My first session was done on the 15th of July. And the last session was done on the 29th of July, a total of 9 sessions. I just found out a couple days ago what the target was. The target was this movement, I guess, going on called QAnon. I have I've heard of QAnon from seeing it referenced on YouTube videos recently, but I haven't followed it. I heard about it a couple of months ago. To me, it sounded kind of like conspiracy stuff, which I'm not too interested in conspiracy stuff anymore. I used to be big time, but I'm more interested in expanded consciousness and exploring consciousness. So I haven't really been too interested in that kind of stuff. But regardless, that doesn't matter. So I just found out a couple days ago that that was the target. I'm not going to say who asked me to do the project or what the full tasking was. Within the queuing was to look at several different elements of this, whatever you want to call it, a phenomena, a movement, or whatever it is. And we actually decided not to even post it for various reasons. To not even post it, just to hold on to it, and just kind of see what happens. Because if what I was experiencing in the session proves to be true in more than one element, we're looking at something very technocratic, something that is moving towards that is moving towards something very technocratic. And but I don't want to go too much into it. What I do want to talk about, and the reason I'm even making this video, because again, we weren't even going to publish any of this, we're just going to file it away. But in the second session that I had done on the 20th of July, what I started to experience in a very strong way was this idea that there was a very strong argument taking place. There were people in an extremely heated discussion. They were arguing. Now, I got some news today about that. Or I was sent a text that the group Anonymous, who I've heard of them, but again, I don't really follow this stuff too much. Who I thought QAnon and Anonymous were kind of pals or something like that, or in the same group. But I had gotten some information today that Anonymous was going to take on Q, or they were not happy with Q, or they were going to whatever, some kind of a whatever, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard. But because when I heard that, it reminded me of this session from the 20th, because the people that were arguing in here were like, they weren't like, the Proud Boys versus Antifa, fighting it out in the street with baseball bats. These were people in in this was a intellectual debates. This was arguing about about how you disseminate information. This was about how you get information out and that kind of thing. And these two sides were fighting over they were arguing about how to proceed and this kind of thing. And they were separate. They had, it was a fracture. And when I heard about this thing where the anonymous group may be fracturing or angry with the QAnon group, that's what that felt like. And that's why I'm making this video, to timestamp that as a possible element of this project that I did on the 20th. Now, whether or not this is true, that Anonymous is not happy with QAnon or whatever, it just sounds like an all-star wrestling or something to me. I just heard about this today. I'm going to have to watch, now that I know what the target was and what I went through in those 9 sessions. Now it has my attention. I am watching now. And I will be watching to see if that is the case. That if this arguing group that I was perceiving on the 20th of July now proves to be that these kind of like the insiders are disagreeing on how to proceed with their plans or whatever, then that would show me as an element. What comes next? What I'm thinking about doing is that if more things begin to surface along the lines of the progression of all these sessions, I may then just do more videos like this where I'm talking about them. Honestly, I just don't want to post this stuff. It's too heated. It's too freaky. If any of the stuff that I'm perceiving is real, I don't know if I want to put my name out behind it. Again, what I was perceiving as an end game or an ultimate goal was very technocratic, and something very big is happening. And the idea is, don't get caught up in the drama. There's a much bigger story taking place beyond the drama. That's kind of the idea of it. I hope I'm wrong in all this. This could be all my imagination. That all 9 of those sessions could have been, my own imagination for all I know. I was blind to the tasking and the target. I just want to throw that out there again. So we will see if session number 2 is showing to be a hit today on August 7th. Is Anonymous disagreeing with QAnon? Tune in next week. So we'll see. So anyway, that's what this is about. I don't want anybody to be upset that I'm doing clickbait or whatever. I'm just, my idea here is just to put out little pieces of this as they timestamp them as they come out, and we'll see what happens. So that's it for this one. We'll see, man. I don't know. QAnon, Anonymous, deep states, and technocracies, we'll see. But many more to come. I hope you enjoy this. Many more to come.